Victor,
What's up?
you're going to be in the UFC Contender Series.
August 31st.
Tell me what that is and how it works and what that means. Right.
You know, you have to stop being aware of being aware. You have to stop doing that, because then you're not in the present. You're thinking about how you should be in the present rather than just being there. Often when I failed is because I was trying to replicate the way I was feeling when I won last time, or the way I was, or the thing that I was doing when I did it right the first time. It's cello, and I've begun to really see the consistency of rhythm and music with fighting. And whenever I've looked at fights, I've noticed that the most significant attacks, whether they land or not, or whether they're efficient or not, they have the most outcome when they are the first attack, the third, and the fifth. My responsibility is to make me happy. You know, I can't give that responsibility to someone else, because then the responsibility of theirs is making me and them happy. That's too much.
A little bit of a deeper question.
Yeah, I'm down for that one.
So I was talking to our coach, Juan Tatum, last night. He said, man, there's one thing, if you can get him to talk about this, I would want to listen to his answer on this.
Yeah? Okay.
All right, guys, welcome to the Brain Athlete Show, the Brain Athlete Podcast, whatever we're calling this. I've had this YouTube channel for 10 years, and this podcast is new. This format is new. And before I get to our guest, who is a very accomplished martial artist and accomplished human being, I want to tell you why I decided to make this man, Victor Altamirano,
What's up, Ron?
the first ever guest on the Brain Athlete Podcast. And here's why. When I came up with the name for my company, Brain Athlete, 10 years ago, I thought I want it to be brain, like you're doing intelligent stuff, like memory stuff, but I also want to see athlete as part of it, because I wanted people to see the mind as you're an athlete. That was one part of it. But the other part of it was I wanted to make my company brand kind of promoting being a full person, intellectually and physically, right?
Correct, yeah.
There is nobody that embodies what I envisioned when I named my company Brain Athlete.
I'm flattered. I'm very flattered, bro.
And what I mean by that is you've got the intelligent side. When people listen to this, I hope that somehow I'm able to get into your brain and dig out of there what makes you tick, because you are a super smart guy. But you've also got the athletic side. You are a high-level mixed martial artist. You're number one for flyweights. Flyweights.
Yes, sir.
You're number one in Texas, number one in the Midwest, number one in the Southwest, number 3 in the United States. You are the number one LFA flyweight, the champion.
The champion.
King of the world.
That's what they say.
The winningest history. This is LFA 100. This is where you got the title, right?
That's right. This is the shirt they gave me when I got the title. It was their 100th event. So I fought in LFA 1 whenever the Legacy and RFA merged up to become the big promotion of LFA. And I fought as a post-lim. So everybody knows what a prelims is. You know, you fight before the main card. I fought on after the card, right? With everybody, everything's done. Everybody's leaving. I still got to fight. And that was LFA 1. And that was my first fight with the LFA. And then I made it all the way to LFA 100, which was in February 20th of this year, 2021. It was really cool. And they got me the shirt. It was awesome.
And a belt.
And a belt, yes. I got the belt. They didn't give me that one. That one I had to earn. They don't give those away.
Victor.
What's up?
You're going to be in the UFC Contender Series.
August 31st.
Tell me what that is and how it works and what that means.
All right, so let me explain to you in a way that most people understand, and I'm not going to use martial arts. So imagine if I had just graduated from Juilliard, and they're like, hey, you have an audition for Cats with whatever director, and if they like you, they'll keep you, and you'll be part of the big production from now on. That's basically what it is. The Dana White's Contender Series is like an audition of the people who have made it so far into their career right before they make it to the UFC. So if Dana White likes you, if he likes the fight, if he likes what he sees, if he likes the passion, the delivery, the finish, he'll give you a contract, and then you're in the UFC. It's like an audition with blood and sweat, pretty much.
Do you know who now? Is this like a tournament where you're going to fight several people, or do you know you're going to fight one person?
Just one person.
And do you know who it is?
Yes, I do know who it is. Salvador Vinicius, or Vinicius Salvador. I'm not really sure which one is his first name. They're both pretty cool names.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The UFC is huge. It's the biggest stage in MMA.
It is.
And you're going to be on this. Is it a show?
It's a show, televised? Yeah. It's going to be on ESPN Plus. So it is televised, and you watch it if you have ESPN Plus, and they have different shows.
So is your fight going to be live?
Yes, yeah. It will be live. It's a Tuesday.
A Tuesday night.
Yeah.
August
31st.
Okay. Well, I know what I'm doing August 31st, Tuesday night. You said something to me once.
Yeah.
Like a couple weeks ago. We had this thing called Movie Night.
Yeah.
Where we get together with Brian McMahon, our common friend, and Brian's a movie buff. And so you're 30 years old.
Yes.
So there's a lot of movies that Brian and I, being almost 50, have seen that you haven't seen.
That I should have, though. I should have seen these movies by now.
But you've been busy.
I've been busy.
Becoming number one in the world and all that. And at one of our movie nights, you said, Ron, why don't you do Muay Thai? And I said, man, I'm a 50-year-old man. I don't like getting kicked in the face, and I can't get kicked. I just don't enjoy it. And then you said something to me I want to ask you about. You said, Ron, it is the source. Remember saying that?
I think so, yeah.
Muay Thai is the source.
The source.
Do you remember what you meant by that?
Oh, yeah. So I don't mean it's just about Muay Thai. I mean it about just the striking arts in general.
Okay.
I think I have great respect for grappling. I really do. These guys who are elite grapplers, they're tough and they train really hard. And they are very prone to injury. But it's different when you're a striker, because when you become a striker, when you are a striker, when you are brought up as a striker, you begin your striking career, you begin your striking endeavor, you begin your first striking class with already knowing, okay, I'm probably going to get punched or kicked in the face. Like the first day you do a striking class, whether it happens or not, you have accepted I may get trauma. I may feel impact.
Right.
And whenever you first do your first grappling ever, that's not necessarily the case. They don't have to accept that. It's still tough. It's still really gruesome. And, you still get cauliflower here. It's very gruesome. But there's something about the mindset of a striker that just says, look, I'm not going to quit just because I get hit really hard. Just because something hurts, I'm not gonna not keep going, And that's just a different mindset that strikers have. It's like, look, I'm gonna get hit. I guess I gotta hit back. The worst thing I can do is not hit back, or the worst thing I can do is stay in one place. So when I say it's the source, I would say that when it comes to the mindset that different martial arts gives you, this is my opinion. I think the mindset that a striker needs to have is by far more helpful than the mindset that a grappler needs to have going into a fight. Just because you have accepted the fact that it's going to hurt. And if you're cool with that, then you're cool with whatever else may happen.
It's the quote that everybody's heard that Mike Tyson says, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face.
Yeah.
So you don't have that shock when you get punched in the face, like, oh my God.
No.
What am I going to do?
What am I going to do? It's like, I'm not going to stay still. That's one thing. But yeah, I mean, I've been clipped before. I've been hit hard before. It does stunned me. It has dropped me. You know, it does. I do feel it, and but what I mean is like when I say I don't care, is I'm not going to stop fighting because I got hit hard. You know, and that's a lot of things. That's a big obstacle that people have to overcome in the career of fighting, in the career of combat. Is I'm not gonna stop because it hurts. You know,
when you watch and that is, true. Me, I do stop when it hurts. Yeah. Like tap, I'm out of here. Now, would you? And I think I kind of know the answer to this question because I've known you for so long, and but I want to hear you say it. What do you? Is there a preference for you between your stand-up and your striking or your grappling? Do you have a favorite child? If those are your two children, what's your favorite child of the two?
Striking for sure is my favorite child.
Yeah.
And I think that I love grappling because I have to nurture and I have to be more dedicated because it's something that I haven't been doing as long as I've been striking. I love grappling for that aspect because it's really beautiful. The fact that you can neutralize someone without the need of hitting them. That's really cool. But I just like hitting. I just like the moment of impact. I like standing in the land of fire.
Yeah.
Where everything is just flying through beside me. And knowing it's like, okay, if I get touched, I may or may not just not know what happens next. And I don't know, it's where I feel the most alive. I feel more alive when I'm in the line of just strikes than when I'm in a scramble or entanglement when grappling. I feel just focused. When I'm grappling, I feel focused. When I'm striking, I feel alive.
You just moved your head back and forth, and you were like, this. When I watch you fight, it is like a salsa dancer.
A salsa.
I mean, these guys are swinging at you and punching at you, and you're just like, shoo, 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 shoo. Is that practice? Is it a natural gift of rhythm? Is it a combination? Have you ever? I haven't seen you just take a punch. I haven't seen anybody just clock you.
Oh, you gotta make it to our sparring sessions, Ron. That's when it happens. But I do practice a lot. I practice a lot being in the land of fire, and learning how to do that took me getting hit a few times. And really, it comes to what you say, rhythm, and knowing how your body moves. Just seeing it over and over again. You know that if somebody throws a jab, they're more likely to turn back to throw the other hand. You're more likely to sway left to right than right. You know what I mean? So if somebody throws a jab and a hook, more often than not, their next attack is gonna be coming with their other side of their vertical limbs. So if I throw you a jab with my left, I could throw another hook with my left. But the percentages of me throwing something with my right, because now my body mechanics are able to swing from one position to the other, is higher. So then that's where I go. It's like, all right, if he throws here, I know he's more likely to move this way. That's where I move. And if not, then you adjust. Then you adjust on the fly, and that's the fun part. Whenever unpredictability just happens, and then you have to say, whoa, this way or that way, And I discovered something really cool too, and I brought this to my my cello teacher, because I practice cello, and I've began to really see the consistency of rhythm and music with fighting. So I discovered that the most significant strikes happen at the same rate as in the pattern of arpeggios. I don't know if you're familiar with arpeggios, but it's the first, the third, and the fifth.
So, and for everybody listening, you're thinking, wait a minute, was he just now talking about striking and fighting in MMA, and he jumped to the cello music? Yes, he did. Okay, Victor is a Renaissance man. You're dabbling in all these different things here. So that's I like this direction. The cello tell us about, now I don't understand what you're saying. What did you just say? You say, call it
Arpeggio.
Arpeggio. I don't know what that is.
So it's so in a scale, like let's say a scale like, you know, do, re, mi, fa, sol all the way to do, or if you use the letters like A, B, C, D all the way back to A. Whenever you play the scale, you do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, and so on. So the first, the third, and the fifth are the arpeggio. I'm not exactly sure how they came about that being the arpeggio. I'm still not very I'm not an expert in music theory, but the first, the third, and the fifth are what you call an arpeggio. So for some reason that's very important in music. Here's my ignorance in music, is I don't know why that's important in music, but it is. It's something that my teacher tells me to practice. And whenever I've looked at fights, I've noticed that the most significant attacks, whether they land or not, or whether they're efficient or not, they have the most outcome when they are the first attack, the third, and the fifth.
Really?
Yeah. So there's actually a video of Francis Ngannou when I forgot who he was fighting, but he punched someone, backed him up to the cage. So that was the first strike. He landed it. He backed him up to the cage. He missed the second one. He connected the third one, and on the fourth one, he touched him a little bit, but not really. And then the fifth one was when he connected for the finish. Wow. And I've been watching that pattern play out in many other fights. It's for some reason, I don't know why, I really don't know why, but for some reason, if the first one doesn't get you, the third one doesn't get you, and if the third one doesn't get you, the fifth one doesn't get you. Very seldom is the second or the fourth. For some reason, it skips one, it goes to the other one. But then you can't have the third if you don't have the second, right? So you can't just jump from 1 to 3. It's like, oh well, the third one's gonna land, I'm just gonna skip number 2. You can't, because then the third one is your second one. So you can't skip things. You can't go from 1 to 3. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's just when it happens. I don't know why it works that way.
So you're a musician, and you are a high level mixed martial artist. When you are in these fights, are you? I mean, you're conscious of this, and you're conscious of music, and you're looking at your opponent. Are you like seeing the rhythm of the music? The 1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't see the rhythm of the music. I just see the rhythm of their movement. And I don't really have a sound in my head. I just have the rhythm that I'm seeing them play out.
You're picking up on their rhythm.
Just the rhythm, that's it. If I worry about something else other than the rhythm, then I begin to think too much about the many possibilities that they can have, and thus distracting me from just staying focused on what's in front of me. So all I need to do is make sure that I pick up the rhythm. If I can pick up the rhythm, then I can pick up the rest. You know, if I worry about their left kick or their right hook or whatever, then I still don't know when that will come if I don't know the rhythm. Right. I cannot focus on anything unless I've dialed in the rhythm.
So you're trying to figure out what their rhythm is, match
Correct.
it and anticipate it.
Match it, anticipate it, and either match it and anticipate it, slow it down so that they stutter, or speed it up faster so that they miss. So it's a constant. I need to detect the rhythm, not necessarily to match it, but so that I know if I need to go faster or slower.
To throw their rhythm off.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Would you say that you metronome people?
I do metronome people.
Okay.
I do watch fights with metronomes sometimes. just because music's so new to me. I'm not an expert musician, but music's so new to me, and everything has rhythm. So I watch fights with metronome because it does happen in a rhythm. Pa, pa, pa. I will say this, another thing that I discovered is that most fights take place within the 70 and 80 beats per minute when it comes to this striking exchanges. Yeah. Whenever there's a striking exchange, it goes da 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 da. When it goes higher than that, it becomes too sloppy, and when it goes lower than that, it becomes too predictable, and then people move out of the way. So you know that's just things that I haven't dialed in for me to do it and replicate it every single time. But they're just things that I've observed when I watch fights, and I just have a metronome playing in the background.
You may be the first fighter in the history of the world who watched fights with a metronome.
And it varies, but the spectrum is from 70 to 80. Like within that range is when the most punches that are significant are more likely to land in that rhythm. I don't know why.
And I don't know why either, but it's fascinating. Here's a question for you. I asked you what's your favorite child.
Yeah.
And you said striking.
Striking.
So correct me if I'm wrong on this. You're 9-1 professional.
Correct.
Is that right? Did I count it up right that you have 5 submissions?
I believe so. Yeah, I have submissions.
Darce choke, you got one like that.
Darce.
You got rear naked choke.
I don't have a rear naked choke.
You don't?
No, I have a Darce choke.
Darce on armbar.
Armbar. I have
heel
a
hook.
heel hook.
And a triangle.
A triangle. And I think I have 2 triangles.
2 triangles.
One of them was in my amateur career. An armbar. Yeah, I think that's right.
So, and here, I guess what I'm trying to get at, you have 4 or 5 submissions and 9 total wins. So, number one, there's 2 things that I noticed. Number one, at least half your fights were with jiu-jitsu submissions.
Correct.
But your favorite child is striking.
Striking.
So, what do you think's going on? Do you think you're
I
better
think
at jiu-jitsu than you think?
I think I am better at jiu-jitsu than I think. I also think this is a testament to the level of grappling that our gym has.
Yeah.
You go to that gym.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many other jiu-jitsu gyms you've gone to. I've only gone to a few when I'm out of town here and there. But we just train differently. We are asked to give our best. And whenever things are rough, no one takes it personal. And they just encourage each other to grow in a way that no one sugarcoats things when you mess up or when you fuck up. Be like, oh, whatever. And it's like, no, look, this is what you need to do. And if you don't do it, you're going to lose again. And then you go again and you lose again. And then they're like, look, see, you did it again. So it's just, our gym just has really high level grapplers, while at the same time has a very high level mentality when it comes to how to approach competition. So I would say that, if anything, that is a testament to the level of grappling that we have at Peak Performance. And another thing would be that because I am known as a striker, most of my opponents' key to victory is assumed to be to take me to the ground. Right. Just take me to the ground, engage the grappling. And again, because of our gym, I am not unprepared to deal with those adversities. And instead, that's the end result. I mean, I would rather much get up and strike them again, right. But they don't let me. So my only other option is submit them.
Well, our gym is Peak Performance Watauga. This is one of our shirts, and I'm gonna show the back of my shirt.
That's
here.
A cool shirt.
Team Tatum. That's our coach, Juan Tatum. So
Juan Tatum.
Juan, I have only been to three other jiu-jitsu gyms or 2, but there is a fighter's mentality at our gym when I compare it to the other 2. At the end of every one of our classes, you spent 45 minutes exhausting yourself, rolling against guys, and then you hear the words that you might not dread, but the words that I dread. Juan Tatum, what does he say?
He's circle up.
Circle up. Oh my God, no. I'm like, what is? Okay, I'm gonna hide behind this pole right here.
I'll get a drink of water. I just want to go to the bathroom. No, that's the circle up. That means whoever's in class, we're gonna circle up. We're gonna call 2 people out, and you're going to do what you were doing already, but except everybody's watching you.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just rolling. Everybody rolls, and then towards the end of class, he just asks 2 people to roll while everybody watches, and that may seem like nothing, and it shouldn't be anything.
Right.
It shouldn't. But for some reason,
it is.
It just feels different.
It does.
Because people are watching and making sure that they're now focused on what's going on. They kind of hold you accountable. Be like, hey, are you focused on what you're about to do? Because we're focused on what you're about to do. It almost mentally holds you accountable to give your best, because people are making sure that, are you giving your best? Like, I'm watching. Are you giving your best?
Right.
And it may be nothing. Maybe they don't think that. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't care. Maybe they went to the bathroom too. I don't know. But the fact that you've been summoned by someone else so that you can stand before them and exchange this in front of other people. It just mentally, it prepares you mentally if you're going to compete. I don't know how it does it. It's really cool.
Well, it gives you a taste of what it means to be in the spotlight, to have the pressure on you, to have people watching, to not want to disappoint the people who are watching. And that's probably things that, I don't compete. I'm a guy who does Jiu Jitsu because I don't want to get too fat.
Yeah.
That's really my main thing. But you are, as a guy competing, I got to think that gives you a little bit of help, and maybe not an advantage, but you're accustomed to being on the stage, and we do have such smart guys, jiu-jitsu guys and ladies in our gym. I'll be out there in the middle, and they'll say, "Rod, lay on your right hip, put your arm here, Ron," and they can just watch it and see. Whenever, like, somebody else is out there, whenever you're out there, I'm not saying, "Victor, lay on your right hip." I'm saying, "Come on, Victor, 10 seconds left. You got this." My instructions are very different. Very different. But we got, what is it? I got two questions that I'm thinking of right now. And one is super, let's go to one is what draws you to MMA, mixed martial arts, and all that. And before I ask that one, I want to ask a little bit of a deeper question.
Yeah, I'm down for that one.
So I was talking to our coach, Juan Tatum, last night, and I was like, "Juan, you got to get me a shirt. I want to wear a Peak Performance shirt on the show." I said, "What should I talk to Victor about?" He said, "Man, there's one thing. If you can get him to talk about this, I would want to listen to his answer on this."
Yeah. Okay.
So. And he brought this up, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
And and for those who don't know it, in the 1880s, a guy named Robert Louis Stevenson wrote a book called Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And it was about this doctor, Dr. Jekyll. And he was a gentleman, a scholar, a genius, just wonderful, charismatic, loving, kind human being.
Top of the chain.
But he had this theory that inside people was this monster or whatever. Yeah. So he created this concoction, and he drank it, and out came Mr. Hyde, a totally opposite character, a truly ruthless guy.
Yeah.
And now you're not ruthless, but here's the thing that Juan was trying to say. He's like, "I don't know anybody who embodies Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde more than Victor." And this is what he said. Yeah. He means it in a totally nice way. You are a smart guy, a philosophical guy, a kind guy, a humble guy, a skilled martial artist, a happy-go-lucky, just a fun guy. But Juan says, the moment you get in that cage, there is a switch that goes on, and you transform into somebody else almost, a different mindset. Number one, are you aware of this switch, that you're transforming into a different person? And number two, what's your mindset? Do you feel like you're transforming into a different person?
I feel like I have to. I feel like I'm about to take place into an endeavor that's very important for me, and it's important for me for many reasons. One of the reasons is I've spent and dedicated a lot of time for this to happen. So my undivided focus has to be given. And because of what is it that I do, my undivided aggression has to be focused towards that. And because, again, of what I do, my undivided relentlessness has to be present. So I'm guessing that if I was a surgeon, a doctor, I wouldn't have two of those things. I would just have focus. I would have determination, because this is an endeavor that's very important, and life and death is on the line, But because I'm a fighter, I have to have that focus. I have to have that same mentality, but I have to make sure that I disregard whatever it is that's not those things. So if anything other than what I need to do is present in my head, I cannot do it as it should. And that's why I have to disregard anything else. People, I think everybody has that. I think everybody has that switch. And I don't know, I'm sure you felt it before. I don't know if you've ever felt a moment in your life where you may have plans the next week, but you don't even think about them because of what you're about to do right now. you know, and I am aware of it. I'm aware as it's happening. I'm aware when it happens. But after that, being aware of it itself kind of takes you away of what you should be doing.
Right.
You know, you have to stop being aware of being aware. You have to stop doing that, because then you're not in the present. You're thinking about how you should be in the present rather than just being there. And I think that I think that everybody has something in their life that gives them that feeling. And if somebody doesn't have that in their lives, I hope they find it soon. They gotta find it. It is very important for everybody to have something in their lives that makes them feel that way. Because then you're just living for someone else's moment like that, you know?
That, you know what? That is what you just said is so profound. Victor just said you have to stop being aware of being aware. When I think of like meditation and yoga and this Zen or whatever, I think that's like the goal of like meditation and calmness. Stop being so you're just, not only are you zoning everything out that doesn't matter in that moment other than your one thing.
Yeah.
You're even zoning out that you're aware of being aware of those other things.
I have to. Or I have, if I don't do that, then I have to continuously tell myself to bring it back to focus.
Jump back to
bring it
the
back
focus.
Bring it back to focus.
I've heard of baseball players, because I like baseball, talk about, you know, and other athletes too against football, but I'm thinking of a specific baseball player. He talks about being in the zone. He was a pitcher, and you know he's there, 50,000 people, and they're screaming, and all he sees is the pitcher's mitt, the catcher's mitt, and he is solely focused on that. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, that
being
is
in the zone.
Being in the zone, being right there, being in the place where you like being so much that when you are there, nothing else really matters. You know, it's right there. I think everybody has that. I think everybody has that place, activity, and verb that makes them feel that way. I feel like if that is a person, then you should probably rethink what you're doing. I don't think that someone should give you that feeling.
Okay.
I think that's unhealthy, because no one's responsible for that level of love you have for yourself. Because the only reason why you would do that, and the only reason why you would want to experience such intense emotions, is because you love it and you're loving what you're doing, and in return you're loving yourself. Otherwise you wouldn't put yourself in that spot over and over again. You like doing it and you like you, so you're gonna do it again and put yourself there. If that feeling is given to you by someone else,
right,
then you're depending on someone else entirely to give you that feeling, and I don't think that's healthy.
That's you know, that's, and because what happens if they stop giving that to you, or they go away?
What happens if in their pursuit of that for themselves, they're not that for you? Are you going to deprive them of their thing so that they can give you yours, you know? And I think it's very important. I think it happens a lot around about certain relationships where people make that relationship really important to that point. And as long as you don't do that, as long as whatever it is that I just said, as long as you don't appoint that feeling to someone and rather something, then you'll be okay.
Man, Victor, I should have done this with a pen and a paper.
With a pen and paper.
Take notes, right? So, and you are married, and you just had a child. A baby.
I did.
Tell us
a little boy.
The boy's name?
His name's Tlaloc.
And what does that mean?
It means, it's a name of an Aztec god, the Aztec god of rain. So it also means pillar, because when it rains, within the Aztec mythology, it kind of looks like a pillar that's holding the sky and the earth.
So
cool.
you have undying, unquestionable love for your wife, Emily. She's a wonderful person. I knew her before y'all were dating. She trained at our gym.
Yeah.
Micah's cousin, right?
Micah's cousin, that's right.
Micah's one of our black belts. And but that's not, you get this feeling that is where you're focused, and that's from your fighting, so you're not putting that pressure on your relationship.
No, not
that
at all.
Emily needs to give that to you.
No.
Or your son needs to give.
No,
that to
no
you.
one
You
needs to
got
give me that.
and it makes the relationship healthier.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, that's on me. That's my responsibility. My responsibility is to make me happy. You know, I can't give that responsibility to someone else, because then the responsibility of theirs is making me and them happy. That's too much. You know, I don't want to put that on someone else.
So this is maybe not a Dr. and Jekyll Hyde switch as much as it is just getting in the zone. You stop being aware of being aware. Everything else around you is quieting, and it's like a movie, you know, where everything else fades away, and you see this one thing in front of you. Juan Tatum, our coach, your coach, said, you know, Victor will do this thing when he gets in the ring. He said, he's moving his jaw like that. He said, and Victor will tell you he's just stretching his jaw and getting loosened up. But Juan said, I'm convinced he's going into this different spot in his brain, and he's maybe not even aware that what do you think about that? What are your thoughts on that?
I'm guessing if he's seeing something else, I'm probably not seeing it. I really am just stretching my jaw, my jaw, my skull. You know.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer that every part of your body needs to be stretched and ready to go whenever you're about to take impact or move a certain way. So I do open my mouth. I do move my jaw around just to make sure that I feel stretched. I feel loose there. You know, I don't want to take a good hit and have my jaw be too stiff that it doesn't absorb it and it becomes brittle. That's why I do it. That's really why I do it. If he's seeing something that I'm not seeing, that's also very possible. Yeah. But that's why I think I'm doing it, I guess.
Juan is a very just an intuitive, smart guy. You know.
Yes.
He like a Yoda type guy, you know. So whenever he says something, I do listen to it. He did say one other thing about you when we were talking, and he said one of the things that makes you great, and you are great. You are.
Thank you.
You are you don't get to be the UFC Contender Series without being great. You don't get to be number one in the LFA. He said one of the things, though. He said some fighters will fight and they'll go into a match and they just dislike this other guy and they just I just want to beat him up and kill him. That's one of there's fighters like that. He said there are others who just like the sport of it. They like the feel of competition and they enjoy the sport. He said Victor does it. It's because it's who he is. It's who he is. He that is his perspective on why you're so great at it. Do you see yourself as that's who you are? Is that how you view yourself? You view yourself as what do you think is what draws you to it?
I think that what draws me to it is probably the same thing that draws anybody to do something that logically doesn't make sense. I've heard you talk about how you started your business. I heard about you living in your car. And you could have very easily just got a 9-to-5 and stopped living in your car. Or what you did, you continued doing that and you pursued it. Is that who you are? We don't know. Maybe you don't even know the answer to that question for yourself. But not doing that is not who you are. You know, doing the 9-to-5 is not who you are. You may come into a place where you may not necessarily know what you should be doing with your life or where you should be going or in what direction is best and is this better for me than the other thing. And when you come to that conclusion, and to me is fighting, it's like, all right, if I'm not doing this, what would I be doing? And then I contemplate that and then I tell myself, that's not who I am. I mean, we may not ever have a definite answer of this is who I am. But we for sure have definite answers of this is not who I am.
Right.
And just narrowing those things down in my life has led me to this. Because I am not this, I am not that. I don't want a 9-to-5. I don't want to work like this. I don't want to be doing this, so on, so on, so on, so on. And this is where I am. I'm doing what I'm doing because all the alternatives is not who I am. and therefore this is it. And maybe perhaps later years from like when I'm 90, and I realize, well, it seems like I have been doing this my whole life. I guess this is who I am. You know?
Do you think there's something about the adversity that you face that draws you to it, the challenge of it?
Of course. I think that's what draws anybody to anything, you know? And when it comes to fighting, it is literally an adversity and literally a fight and literally blood, sweat, and tears pour into the sport, the preparation, and the event on itself. I mean, of course, everybody deals with adversities throughout their professional life, and it just so happens that when you're fighting, you are literally dealing with an adversity. We are literally dealing with someone standing before you in the way of something that you want. In return, you're staying in the way of something they want.
You know, when I used in my 20s and up to about age 35, you know, my exercise was lifting weights.
Yeah.
And that's just what I did for 15 years or whatever, not professionally, but just as a way to keep in shape.
Yeah.
And then when I started Jiu Jitsu, somebody said, "Ron, why don't you go lift weights with me?" I'm like, "Dude, I do Jiu Jitsu now." And he said, "Well, why?" I'm like, "Dude, it's the same thing. It's exercise, but here's the difference. In Jiu Jitsu, you're doing the workout, but somebody's trying to knock the weights out of your hand.
Yeah.
Somebody's like trying to say, 'Oh, you think you're going to pick up those dumbbells? No, you're not. I'm going to knock them out.' And you got to lift the weights while somebody's trying to knock them out of your hands."
Yeah.
So one is working out, lifting weights. All you got to do is just lift the weights. You got to go over there, you got to pick them up, and you got to lift, which is a lot. You got to get your mindset in that, and you got to tell yourself to do something that's painful and that you want to do. But jiu-jitsu is like, or martial arts is adds another layer to it.
Yeah.
You have somebody trying to knock the weights out of your hand.
You have someone with the same goal as you,
Yeah.
and only one of you can do it. Only one of you can achieve that goal at a time. You can't both win. That's the goal. So if somebody was trying to do a deadlift and there's only one bar, you're like, "Well, I need to do this deadlift. I know I can pick it up." And this person's like, "Well, I can pick it up too." Well, who's gonna get to it first? And then you both get to it first. Do you let him do it, or say, "No, move out of the way. I want to do it"? And what if you're both insisting on doing it first? Well, then it just escalated to the fight. And I get that. I guess you just take everything else and just skip to the fight. You just skip to the physical encounter that would take place if something like that was to happen in the way of your goal. Deadlifting that way being your goal.
Seneca said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, because he is not able to prove himself." I think that's what fighting is for you. You go out there, you face adversity, you face a challenge, and you're proving yourself to everybody else, but also to yourself.
Myself.
I don't, as much as you're comfortable sharing, and you don't certainly, you faced a lot of adversity in your life, especially growing up young, Is there anything about your story of moving here that you think was adversity that you'd want to talk about? If not, that's fine. But
yeah.
Is there any adversity there that you think maybe made you stronger?
I would say that the limited opportunities that I had growing up just fueled the passion that I have for what I did have was never taken away from me. So I started martial arts when I was 12, and by 12, I had been living here in the U.S. 3 years. I've been living here in the U.S. for 3 years by the time I started martial arts again. And, as I grew up, I liked it. It was fun. It was great. And I didn't really like team sports because if I win or lose, I didn't want it to depend on nobody else other than me. And I would get mad too. I would yell at my tennis. I remember playing tennis in high school, and I played doubles, and I would yell at my partner, which I found out in tennis that's not etiquette. You don't yell at your tennis partner. If you're hearing this, Sean, I'm sorry I yelled at you. But I was like, "Sean, what are you doing? I got this side." It's like, "Sean, you gotta run faster." I just expected a better game from us. and I just hated teams. I just didn't like teamwork. I'm learning how to be a better team player now that I'm married, but I just hated teamwork. And I thought, I was like, I want to do a sport that I want to get good at, and I don't depend on anybody for me to do it well. And so I did Taekwondo, and that's how I started. And I was 12, and I was growing up. I went to high school. And as I was growing up, I began 12, 13, 14, going to high school, people hanging out. And then right at 16 is when it hit me. At 16 is when people get their permits. People start driving around, getting a job, 16, I guess, is when people here in the U.S. start to dabble into the world outside of their home by themselves, because they're starting to get that leadway. And I didn't have that. At that time, I was undocumented, so I couldn't get a driver's license, and therefore I couldn't get a social security number. I don't have one. Well, I do now, but I didn't at the time. And then I couldn't get a job, which means I can't make money, and I can't get a car. And if I had a car, I couldn't drive it, and I couldn't get insurance, And then I just seen my friends do their things, dabble into the world, and then me wondering, was like, what can I do to make sure I do that? And unfortunately, at the time, there was nothing I could have done. I had to drive. I had to eventually drive, and just drive the speed limit, which is frowned upon here in Texas.
Right.
But that's what I had to do. And one thing that was never taken away from me was the fact that I could always go to the gym and train. Then I graduated high school, and I went to college, and then ran out of money. But I could still go to the gym and train. I didn't have my documents to get a good job to help me pay for college, but I could still go to train. So all the adversities that I dealt with in my life, whether it's big or bad, it just kept me from doing other things that I wanted. But they never kept me from being able to train. The gym was always there. The gym was always open. No one ever asked for a driver's license there. No one ever asked if I was documented here to compete in tournaments, to go into fights. And so I just kept doing it because, one, it was the thing that it was the oldest thing that I had been doing for a long time, and it was the one thing that I had been allowed to continue doing. There were many other things that I wish I could have continued doing, but I just couldn't do it. And it's the only thing that never left. So why should I leave it? And that's why I continued. And it just so happens to be fighting, which is what I had to do to make sure that I stayed on track and be successful at it.
I asked you earlier what kind of drew you to the mixed martial arts and Jiu Jitsu and Muay Thai and all that. For me, it's just a great equalizer. Whenever you get in there in a match, you're rolling with somebody. It doesn't matter how much money you have, how many friends you have, if you have good relationships with your family, if you're good looking, if you're bad looking. Judo Matt, ugly guy.
I didn't say that.
Yeah. But that guy will smash me. It doesn't matter how good looking or bad looking you are. He will just destroy me. And I hope you're listening, Matt. But it's just a great equalizer. Nothing else matters. The only thing that matters is your skills. Your skills. Sometimes luck plays a factor. You get lucky.
It's a little sweaty on the mat. You slip a little bit.
But do you ever not want to go to the gym and you go anyways? Do you ever like, oh my gosh, I just don't want to go train today? Do you ever? I feel that way every time I go.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who doesn't? But here's the fun part, is that you get to choose to go anyway. You get to say, fuck it, I'll still go.
Yeah.
There's another part of you that says, I'm being a little bitch. I'm going to go to the gym anyway and watch me do well. So of course there's sometimes some days that I'm tired. I don't want to go. I just went and now I got to go again. And I think, okay, well, we go back to this. What would you rather be doing? Would you rather be doing this or this? Well, that's not me. Well, if you're not doing that, then you are being what you don't want to be doing.
Right.
So even though you don't want to do it, it's better than the alternative. And I just go and I do what I need to do. And I discovered that I'm doing what I want to do.
There was a guy, that reminds me, a guy I used to work with named Jim Rohn, and he used to say, everybody pays two prices. You either pay the price of discipline or the price of regret.
Yeah.
It's kind of what you're saying. You're either going to go to the gym and pay the price of working out, or you're going to pay the price the next day of regret of not going. Either way, you're going to pay a price.
Yeah.
You're just choosing what price you're going to pay.
I didn't think about it that way. That's a pretty cool way to put it. Regret or discipline.
But either way, you're going to pay a price.
Yeah.
You can't avoid paying the price.
Nope.
The price might be sweating and working out, here's the thing: the price of discipline is a small weight on your that you have to deal with. The price of discipline weighs ounces. The price of regret weighs tons.
Yeah.
That's when you
can't get that one back.
You can't get it back. So you're a flyweight. Tell the people what weight that is.
Flyweight's 125 pounds.
125. Now, here's something that if you start thinking about it, 125. What do you walk around at?
140, 130 something.
Okay. So you're 135, 140. You fight at 125 flyweight. Number one flyweight in the world for LFA. Number one in Texas, number one in the Midwest, number one in the Southwest, number 3 in the United States. You're at the top of the game at the flyweight. Let's just take our gym, though, for example.
Yeah.
How many others are in that, and I'm getting to a point, how many others are in that flyweight weight, do you think, at peak performance? Just an average, a percent.
Man, I don't know. At a handful.
Not
I would
many.
say a handful.
A small percentage.
Many. Yeah.
So I guess the point I'm getting at here is most of your roles, most of your fights are against people who weigh more than you.
Correct, yeah.
And
most of the people that I train with outweigh me.
And do you think that's the case for most flyweights?
I think so, yeah. I think that it is because, it's not a weight class that is very busy, and therefore when you go train at a gym, you're less likely to have those people of that size there, and it's not your average grown man size. So you, of course, are more likely to compete with everybody who outweighs you.
So here is my thought process on that. What do you think that means for the flyweights? Does that impact your game? Does that impact your skill level?
Yeah.
That you're always fighting bigger guys?
I think that it means a lot for not just me, but really all flyweights. And I think there's a detriment and, of course, a pro to that. I think the pro to that is the fact that we have to be very technical. Anything below technically perfect will not work against a bigger opponent. We just have to make sure that it's done correctly as it should be, that leverage point is exactly where it needs to be, that the angle's created exactly where I want to be, because if not, we can easily be outpowered. So I think that it helps you develop even more technique, because it is the only thing you have when somebody is way more powerful than you. The detriment is this: because we don't train with a lot of other flyweights, we could, but we don't because we could learn to fight even faster if all of our training partners were flyweights. We would have to all the time train at a very, very high pace, which means everything moves a lot faster. And if we got used to that, then the striking would increase, the grappling scrambles would increase. And I think that's something that makes wrestlers really good, is because when people wrestle, they have a lot more people of their weight class that they compete and therefore that they train with. When it comes to jiu-jitsu gyms, you may or may not have a lot of people of a certain size. And so that's why people cross-train. That's why people bring other people in, is because it helps. But if you constantly train, like wrestlers do, with people who are on the same weight class, then it makes you a lot better, because, yes, you still have to be technical, but then you can also be really, really fast and focus more on getting better at the same thing that someone else is also really good at.
So I can see, I expected the first part of your answer. I was that's what I was talking about. But the second part kind of was, I totally, you opened my mind. I didn't expect it. But, I'm 207.
Yeah.
208, and I really want to be 200, but it's just life or whatever. I need to match your discipline. But I know that sometimes a guy who's truly better than me, which is basically everybody at peak. I'm a casual jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I'm there for different reasons than you are.
Yeah,
I'm
still
there-
better looking than Judo Matt, right?
I'm still better looking than Judo Matt, just barely. I got him barely edged out. But you know what? Judo Matt is a big guy. I'm a big guy. Sometimes maybe we could win a match because of our size. You can't. It's going to be technique. So that makes your technique better. So I think when you see flyweights fighting, it's maybe sometimes a more technical fight because they're forced to get technical. And you see these heavyweights out there just boom, boom, just trading punches, just knocking each other. It's just brute force, and maybe they don't have the technique. Weston, our friend Weston, he told me once. He said, "Ron, you're a strong guy, but I hate to tell you that's actually going to hurt you in your jiu-jitsu because if you rely on
just that.
On just that. And so that's my excuse why I'm not better.
Oh, is that why?
I'm just too strong. It's not my fault.
Strong. I can break you. I don't need to take you down.
Yeah. But the second part that you said about the speed, I guess I've never been in a match like that, and I never will, but I guess there is an intensity that is partly because of the match and the speed.
Yeah.
But you're also saying there's a speed because you're both flyweights.
Yes. I mean, the smaller you are, the more faster you can move. The smaller you are does not equate that you will move faster. It equates to the potential of you moving faster if you train yourself to do so. And if I only train with flyweights all the time, my technique may decrease because I would have some parts in which I could outpower certain people depending on who they are in their position and where they are powerful. But if we're all the same speed, we would have to all level up that speed with our goal being defeating them.
So I remember I was watching you roll once, and you had a guy's foot right here, and it was an intense roll, and then it was like, is everything just calm? It was at peak, It was just everything just calmed down for you. It wasn't out in the middle. You were just one of the 10 rolls that was going on. But I watched your face, and your face was like, you stopped and you thought about it, and you picked that foot up, and you moved it over here, and you were just like, he was struggling just to stay alive, and you were like, okay, step one, step two. Is sometimes when you're in the middle of a match, is it a combination of instinct and a combination of step one, step two, or is it just instinct? You know what I'm saying?
It's instinct, and it's also repetition, and the fact that you've probably been there a lot of times. And remember, can you think of the first time you had a flat tire? The very, very first time you had a flat tire.
I can think of some early times.
What was that like?
Confusing. I felt like less of a man that I couldn't jack up my car and get my tire changed quickly.
What if it happened today?
Dude, it did. So
No
not
way.
Today, but it happened recently. And I told my girlfriend at the time, I said, get a stopwatch. And so she got a stopwatch, and I don't remember how quick it was, but it was like less than 2 minutes or 3 minutes.
Wow, and you have a Jeep.
Yeah. Oh, this was on. I had a Hummer. So
You didn't have to say that right now. You would have believed it.
It wasn't NASCAR level changing tires, but I get the point you're getting at. It was quick.
It was quick, and that's because you've done it before. You've been there before, and although it sucks, you're like, oh, okay, well, I know what to do. E-brake first, this and this and that, So, it's not that I was not in trouble at all. It's just that I knew the exact trouble in which I was in, and I knew how to get out. And that's really the only difference, is that I've been there before,
Well, I appreciate you being here, and I do have a few more thoughts here because I want to dig inside your brain. How April Alonso?
Yeah.
I said, what question should I ask Victor? And she said, ask him how he stays so positive. I've never seen him in a negative mood.
Yeah.
So do you think there's a trick to that, or it's not something you're conscious of? It's just who you are?
I mean, I have grumpy moves too. I
Yeah?
mean, you can ask my wife if she was here. She would tell you all the times that I was impositive. But
What makes you grumpy?
what makes me grumpy? Oh man, when I fulfill my own sense of incompetence, that makes me grumpy. Okay, so for my birthday, my sister got me this charcoal grill. It's a really portable one. You could buy at Buc-ee's. I've never cooked with charcoal in my life, and I went camping, and I just couldn't get it lit. I just didn't know how to do it. I was trying everything. I was hungry, so I just went ahead and cooked the steak with whatever heat we had. It was terrible. It wasn't bad. And I wasn't good. It wasn't good. And Emily said, "How's your steak? What does it taste like?" And I said, "It tastes like incompetence." And I was grumpy for the rest of the day just because I couldn't do that. So I would say incompetence from my behalf makes me grumpy, makes me sad. Like, oh man, it just irks me, you know. I would say that, and that's what it is. That's what it is. You know, I really like being at the gym, and when April sees me, I'm usually there. So of course I'm gonna be very happy, and I'm very happy to be there. You know,
You're in your element.
I'm in my element with the people I love. doing what I
Jeremy,
love.
kicking on our butts, but Jeremy Parrish
Yeah.
said, ask Victor how his goals have changed in fighting from 10 years ago or when he first started to now. Are your goals different?
They're slightly different, yeah. So my first goal, whenever I first started, my goal was to just do it. Why? Because, like I mentioned before, it was really the only thing I had, you know? So let me be the best at it. And right now, I'm married. I have other options. I am now documented. I can do whatever the fuck I want to do.
Yeah.
And even with that, I still feel like I want to do this. I want to continue to do this. And my goal is to be the UFC champion of the world. Why? Because that's what I've been doing for a long time. That's what I've been dedicating myself to a long time. And this would be the pinnacle of my career. So why not just go for it? You know?
Well, I think it would be. And I think you're primed to do it. And I think I want the world to see, you know, you're a Renaissance man. You really are. You're the embodiment of brain athlete. You're the embodiment of, in the 1400s, there was a guy in Italy, Leon Battista Alberti.
Yeah.
And this guy was a poet. He was a scientist. He was a mathematician, but he was also an athlete, an expert horse rider.
Really?
Yeah. And he became what, you know, looked at as Renaissance man, and then Leonardo da Vinci was born a little bit after him, and he was a Renaissance man. I think you are, and I'm not just, you're the first guest I've ever had on this, because brain athlete is almost synonymous with Renaissance man. That's kind of the feel I was going for. Matter of fact, a lot of my logo stuff has Da Vinci's sketch pad. But you remind me of that. You're the philosophical side, the intelligent side, the desire to learn, but also the athlete side, which is why I hope you remind me. Here's a good question.
What's that? I love questions.
You remind me of, and I'm a very casual UFC fan.
Yeah.
So there may be somebody that fits you better in the UFC. I know a few people. I know who GSP is. I know who Conor McGregor is. I know who a couple other guys is. One of the guys who I know who he is Carlos Condit.
Yeah.
And the reason you remind me of Carlos Condit is because you're clearly a great athlete. But this guy, if you ever listen to him talk, he's really pretty philosophical.
Really? I've never had a chance to hear him talk.
He's a very philosophical, intelligent guy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Who do you like to watch in the UFC? Who is your hero, and who do you think you are similar to, if you would want to say that?
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had a hero in the
Okay.
UFC or really in life. But I really like seeing the Diaz brothers because they don't give a fuck. They just go there and they just, you know, I want to get into the mindset where I'm just willing to throw down whatever. I feel like I'm too analytical to fight that way, but it's really great to see them fight. It's really great to see them fight because they'll take punishment and they don't care. They'll deliver it too. Another person that I like to watch is Sean O'Malley, and that's just because he is very precise and his striking is really good. I really like how he moves. I really like how he picks his targets. I really like how he detects the rhythm of their opponent.
Rhythm.
So I think he does that a lot, and he's really good at it.
Here's just a few last thoughts. Has MMA, martial arts, has this spilled over into the rest of your life and made your life better?
Yes, of course. Yeah, I think it gives me focus. It gives me focus. It gives me a goal, and it's a constant practice of thriving. You know, outside of martial arts, I know that if I don't practice something, I'm not gonna be good at it. I know that if there's something in life that I want to do, pursue, or achieve, I know I'm not gonna do it if I don't put work in. I know I'm not gonna achieve it if I don't practice it, if I don't dedicate myself to it. And just being able to translate, I was like, well, if it works here, it has to work there. You know, if it just doesn't make sense for me to achieve something that I didn't work for, it kind of feels weird. If all of a sudden you have something, you're like, where'd this come from?
Right.
You know? So it has built a lot of patience, patience with myself, with learning that you may not get everything in the first try. And sometimes that entails pain. And that's okay. You just have to truck on and keep moving along, because if you just stop, then it gets worse. If something doesn't feel good, the worst thing you can do is stay there. And it just helps me a lot with not dealing to adversity, because I think that everybody who's made it this far in this room has done that. You've dealt with adversity. We know that. I think that what it helps me with is being okay and dissecting the amount of adversity that you're in, to say, okay, it's cool. This is how it's going to be handled. Everybody deals with adversity. I think the sport in which I am just helps me cope with how I'm going to deal with it.
Yeah.
How am I going to deal with it? It gives me a path, of a technique, a formula of how I'm going to make sure that I get this done.
Jocko Willink, he went to our other peak performance location. Keller. And he said the exact words you almost said.
Really?
He gave a little speech before class, and he said, Jiu-Jitsu is a small section of life. It's adversity and solving problems, and how you handle that adversity and how you solve that problems. And if you get good at jiu-jitsu and get good at that, you can apply it to the rest of your life, solving problems and dealing with adversity. So he was talking about how jiu-jitsu is really, the greatest thing you can do for life, which is
great.
Similar to what you just said. So, and we should have talked a bit about this maybe at the beginning, but whatever. Here it is right now. I went to a party.
You didn't invite me?
I didn't invite you. I wanted you to be training. There was too much Cokes and candies and cookies there, and I don't want to be the reason you're not in shape. Make weight for UFC.
Right, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. Woo, dodge that. But there was a guy there who knew Travis Lutter.
Yeah.
So, Travis Lutter mounted Anderson Silva in the UFC.
Yep.
Elite
Big
guy.
deal.
Big deal. So he knew you. I knew he knew Travis Lutter, so I wanted to make a joke. So I walked over to this guy and I said, I want you to tell Travis Lutter that if he ever, and then I just started laughing. I'm like, just kidding. Don't tell Travis anything. I was just making a joke. And then he said something, and he said, I don't even care about that UFC stuff. He says, it's just so brutal. It's just two men getting in there and just pounding away at each other. It's brutal. It's gruesome. I don't know why anybody would want to watch that stuff. I have my answer.
What was it?
Well, I didn't answer. I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
And I want to hear your answer.
I tell you would.
I want to hear what you would say. How would you answer to all my viewers right now who are coming, who normally subscribe to my podcast for memory or learning or stuff like that, and now all of a sudden we've got a high level. What would you say to the people who say that? I have an answer, but I want to hear your answer.
Of why someone would watch that?
Well, why is it brutal? Is it just two people going out there? They're just pounding at each other's face, and there's nothing to it. It's just a gruesome dog fight, and it's inhumane to watch.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. but what isn't? I mean, you wake up, you make your coffee in your shitty coffee maker, you put some half and half. You drive your car. Maybe you need to stop to get gas because you forgot the night before, and you sit in a desk from 9 to 5. That's gruesome. That's inhumane. You have to request 2 weeks out of 360 days to just enjoy yourself and then spend it on your screen. That's gruesome. What in life isn't? What in life isn't brutal and gruesome? What in life isn't, it isn't. What makes it not is the fact that personally, I enjoy it. So if somebody has the life that I just described and they enjoy it, then from my point of view, that's gruesome and I don't want to do it. From their point of view, they love it. Everything is brutal and gruesome in life, but if you're enjoying that specific type of brutality and gruesomeness, then it's great for you. Everything is. So it's just, are you liking that version of it? Because everybody has it. Everybody has their own version of it.
That is a wonderful answer, and it's not what I was expecting, and it wasn't my answer. My answer was, you don't understand. This is art.
It is art.
It is art, but that's my answer. It's technique. You don't understand the technique. If you understood the techniques of the art, you would understand the beauty of this guy getting his face bashed in. But I like the angle that you just went there. It's not something that I was thinking of.
No, I mean, it is art. Everything, really. Everything that you devote yourself to, you, of course, are going to tell someone else, well, this is why it's beautiful. This is why I like it. If somebody told you, it's like, I don't care about memorizing. We got phones and we got this. I can just look any fact up. I don't need to memorize anything. Why do I need to memorize anything? Well, the beauty of the system and the process that it takes you to do it, that in itself is beautiful. That in itself is something that is worth contemplating. I mean, I haven't seen you write the wall. I've wanting to. I really want to see you do that. I would spend a day with you, or however long it takes you to do that. I don't know if I can take time away from the gym and then somehow pay my way there and stay there. But I want to be there. I want to watch it, because I know that I wouldn't just be watching you write names on that wall. I would be watching the culmination of what it took for you to do that, and the emotional and practical reason of why you chose to do that. Because I know it's not just, I think that wall is not just a great feed for you. I think there's something more for you, that you personally feel fulfillment for it, because it's not just another thing you memorized. It's another thing you chose to memorize specifically because it means a lot. And that's what I would be watching, If and I could simplify it to the point of like, oh, he's just writing names on a wall with a marker. It could be that simple. And if you look at it that way, yeah, it's dumb. But that's not all that's there.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. And for those who don't know, I memorized everybody who died in the war in Afghanistan, and I write them out on a wall like the Vietnam Wall, 7,000 words. It took 10 months to memorize, takes 11 hours to write out. So thank you for saying that.
And the rank, right?
Rank, first name, last
name.
name.
So I want to ask you something.
Yeah.
That is, that's heavy. Those names in that wall are just letters that at one point were vocalized by someone. And now, every time they are spoken, they're only spoken by their family members with pain. What was it like to see those people walk to you and say, hey, that was so-and-so of me? What was that like?
Yeah, so when I was memorizing the names, 2,400 people, I was very aware of what you're saying, the significance, and this was somebody's son or daughter or husband or wife or whatever. But in the memory process, I didn't allow myself to find out their stories or whatever, because I think it would have been emotional. I just saw it as pieces of data, rank, first name, last name. It was very impersonal.
Yeah.
And then the first time I did it, the first time I wrote them out on a wall, I'm just writing out this impersonal data. I knew what it signified to me.
Yeah.
But also I had kind of kept it cold and calculated.
In order for it to be done correctly.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just wanted it to be done. And I was writing on the wall one day, and I hear the first time, and I hear this name Austin Staggs in the crowd. And I heard it again. So I turned around and I said, "Ma'am, do you know Austin Staggs?" She said, "Yes. He was my grandson." And in that moment, it became very real to me. Even though I'd been memorizing it 10 months.
Yeah.
I said, "Ma'am, it's going to take me about 4 hours to get to his name." So she got a chair and she moved it down. And by the time I got to his name, I said, "I'm sorry it took me 4 hours." She said, "I'm glad it did. It gave his mom a chance to get here and his aunt a chance to get here." Dang. So now they're hovering around me and I'm writing out the names. And I wrote out a couple names before, and I wrote out Staff Sergeant. And then I heard the mom say, "That's Curtis." And it was Staff Sergeant Curtis Oakes. And then I wrote Sergeant. And the mom said, "That's Barry." And it was. And I wrote Sergeant Barry Jarvis. They knew the 6 men that their son died with by name. And in that moment, it just became very, very personal and very emotional to me. Moms and dads, I've done it 30 times now. Moms and dads will stand at the wall in anticipation of me writing their names, and they'll hug me and say, "Thank you for not letting people forget about my son." But you're right, there is an emotional aspect to it, a weight to it. After you do it the first time, and you're like, "Oh, it's done. I accomplished it. I don't have to do this again." But then you think about the moms that hugged you, the dads that hugged you, the tears, the emotional impact. And you're like, "I got to do it at least one more time."
Yeah.
And then every time it just builds, and I stopped doing it as a memory project, and I started doing it for them. I wasn't even doing it for me anymore. I was doing it for them. I appreciate you asking the question. We tied it back into memory. We went full circle here, but what if it's true that we learn more from our losses than our successes? What have your losses in Jiu Jitsu and MMA taught you about life?
Yeah.
I mean, just in general.
I think the biggest thing that has taught me was that you cannot replicate happiness. You cannot replicate an authentic moment of when success does happen. Often when I failed is because I was trying to replicate the way I was feeling when I won last time, or the thing that I was doing when I did it right the first time. And you just gotta find its own moment. Every moment has its own. And if you try to replace it with something from the past because the past was cool, it's not gonna work out. You have to stop trying to replicate the best moments in your life for the present, because then you're going to be disappointed, or you're just not going to live up to that expectations. You have to continue to make fresh, new, great moments. Wow. Whether it be happiness or success, whatever. But you cannot try to replicate and insert the same formula and technique over and over again towards happiness. It helps, but it cannot be the same one. It cannot be the same one. I didn't think you wrote the wall under the same exact conditions every single time, or that you were in the same specific mind frame every time you did it. I am not in the same specific mind frame in every single fight. There's always something a little different, because every moment is different, and when something really important is in your life and you're about to, go into it and you have to succeed, if you think about your past successes and go into that endeavor trying to replicate them, you're going to miss out on a new one that you could have created.
Wow. That's powerful, man. And that's why I wanted you here. So that's powerful. We talked about so many great things today. We started off with your fight record, and you started Taekwondo and how you transitioned into Muay Thai and Jiu Jitsu, and we talked about our gym peak performance and Juan Tatum. We talked about how I started off with the Dr Jekyll and Mr Hyde thing, but you transformed that, and in that point you said you have to stop being aware of being aware. Yeah, and that's a big takeaway I hope that people got.
I hope so.
And just so many great things, from adversity to, you play the cello and how you use the rhythm of a person. You see the rhythm of a fighter to music.
Yeah.
And it's that 1-3-5 that you're kind of looking for.
I'm still trying to look into it. I know there's more to it. I've been really focusing on this upcoming fight right now, but on my off time, whenever I don't have much going on, I really try to learn more about it. So far, that's all I've discovered. I'm sure there's more to it. Maybe there's not, but I think that there may be, and I want to practice more.
And I want to plug your social media, your Instagram and your Twitter and all that. And we're going to put that in the description of this because you got to follow this guy. And you got to watch him in his UFC Contender Series, and you got to watch him as he becomes the UFC champion, and all of this stuff that we all know is going to happen. So all this is going to be in the comments or the description below. But is there anything that if you're walking away that you think, I wish Ron would have asked me this question? I wish we would have talked about this. Is there anything like that on your mind?
Yeah, there's one thing I was gonna ask you about your bird, and if you have any memory projects with your bird, because you say from what you've told me about your bird, I've never heard a bird compose sentences like the way you're describing them.
Yeah.
And I think that it would be really cool if you started experimenting your memory techniques with a vocal animal. That'd be pretty cool.
I got to figure out how to do that. I have a talking African gray parrot, and his name is Hugin. In Norse mythology, Odin, Thor's dad, Odin had two birds, Hugin and Munin, which mean thought and memory. So since I'm the memory guy, I'm Munin, and my bird is Hugin. So
That's pretty cool.
We're Hugin and Munin. But he does talk. You know, he talks the most in the morning. I'll be laying in bed, and I'll hear him saying, "What you doing, pretty boy?" And I'll be like, "What do you want?" And he'll say, "Are you hungry?" Or "How are you?" Or when I walk out of the room, he'll say, "See you later." When I walk by his cage, he'll say, "Come here." And then I'll walk over to his cage, and I'll be like, "What do you want, man?" And he doesn't talk. And then I'll walk away, and he says, "Come here." And then I'll go back, and I'll be, "What do you want?" And he doesn't say anything. And then I'll walk away, and he'll say, "Come here." And that can go on for longer than you think might be possible. I've done videos of it, and my friends have commented, "Oh, he has you trained." You don't have him trained. But it's fun having a talking parrot, and maybe I will come up with memory stunts for him.
That would be really cool. You should have a channel of just your bird memorizing things that you taught him. I don't know. That would be pretty cool.
I will think on that. I'll think on how I can do it. I think it's a good idea. I'll just think how I can do it. Speaking of channels, what is your Instagram?
My Instagram is Vic _ and then my last name, Altamirano.
And you are Magnifico.
That's right. That's my nickname. That's what they call me.
And the guys at the gym gave you that.
That's right.
Because that's how when we watch you, it's magnificent.
That's what I hear. It's hard work.
It is hard work, and you've put in the work. And you're a thinker, you're a philosopher, you're a fighter. Victor is the embodiment of brain athlete, a guy who uses his brain but also uses his body. We're gonna have to have you back, and after the Contender Series,
that would be cool.
You'll give us a recap.
Yeah.
But follow him on Instagram, and do you use any other social media?
Just Facebook, but mainly Instagram is what I used to. Yeah.
All right, guys.
Hit me up there.
Hit him up there. So, guys, I want you to comment down below and type what you learned from Victor here. What was your favorite part of the interview? Also, give us a like, give us a thumbs up. That tells the YouTube algorithm that this was a great show, podcast, which we know it was, but YouTube won't know unless you do that. And also subscribe if you want to see more interviews like this. Well, Victor, you're a Renaissance man. You're a brain athlete. Thank you for being my first ever guest on the Brain Athlete Show. And we'll have you back after you have won the UFC Contender Series, and then we'll have you back after you've become the UFC champion.
Of course.
So you're going to be a repeat guest. Give me a hug.
I'll be here. Thank you.
Thanks, man. All right.